Hi everyone, I'm Faye from Faye Smith Beauty, and this is my husband Brandon from Brandon Hart Photography. Today I'm going to do something different and share a personal story. But first, let's introduce Brandon a little bit. You guys know about me. Brandon, tell us a little bit about your business.
Well, my name is Brandon Hart. I am a portrait photographer here in Vancouver. I shoot mostly headshots and commercial work and editorial portraiture.
And as you guys know, I'm Faye, founder of Faye Smith Agency and Prim and Proper. We've been in the beauty business since 2009, I think. So Brandon and I have been in the freelance, self-employed world for a very, very long time now. So outside of our busy work lives as entrepreneurs, we have our cute little dog Chester, our daughter Lockley, who just recently turned 3. We got married in 2019 and we've been together since, is it 2012 or 2011?
2011.
2011. Brandon has the better memory here. I always have to check with him, even though he reminds me 1,000 times. So yes, normally on Faye Smith Beauty channel, you're going to see beauty tutorials and beauty business advice. But today we're going to share with you a personal story about a fire that completely turned our lives upside down. But with all of it, we really were shown so much love from our community and so much support. And, you know, I believe that we're going to be better in the long run. So Brandon, tell me, how did it feel to hear me call you on one Sunday to panic, letting you know that your studio was on fire?
Yeah, it was actually a really great day. It was Lockley Daddy Day. We went for a nice walk to Granville Island, and then we went to the playground twice. And then we went home. I was about to start to cook a dinner for everyone, and yeah, Faye calls me in panic, and I'm typically not somebody who panics very much. I'm fairly calm and collected in most situations, but in that situation, I panicked, and of course, our daughter Lockley didn't understand my facial expression, so she started laughing at me. That was probably the last thing I needed, but I knew that she just didn't understand the situation. So anyway, Faye had the car, and we only have one. And I ran downstairs. I saw a friend who I knew was going over to the North Shore. I asked him, and he said he was going to the North Shore, and asked him if he could give us a ride there, and he did.
Did you have a car seat?
He did not have a car seat. I had to strap Lockley to my body.
I'm finding this out for the first time.
And yeah, I got there, and yeah, sure enough, there must have been 8 or 10 fire engines and probably about another 40 firefighters. And the first thing that I thought of was just my hard drives. And so I spent the next number of hours just panicking, not knowing what was going to be happening to my business, my career, my future. It was pretty sobering.
Yeah. So the way I discovered it was I was driving back from a wedding in Chilliwack with Alice, one of our artists, in the passenger seat, and driving along Hastings and see smoke in the distance. And I was just like, no, is that Brandon's studio? And as we approached it, obviously I found out it was. I called him panicking, completely panicking. And then I was like, I had an appointment to get my eyebrows done. And I don't know if you know, but Ksenia is really hard to get into at Prim and Proper for brow services on Sundays. And I was like, do I still go to my brow appointment or not? And I decided that I would. So I went and got my eyebrows done, sitting in silence, kind of. I mean, you're at the mercy of a fire. The firefighters there's nothing you can do. The firefighters are going to do what they can do to save everything. And then I drove over to meet Brandon at the studio, and I took Lockley so he could do what he needed to do, and somehow convinced the fire chief to let you go get your hard drives, right? So you could save your client's work.
Well, he grabbed them.
He grabbed them for you.
Yeah.
So they saved Brandon's work for him, you know, like what we say 15 years of photo shoots.
Yeah.
And then Yeah, our friend instantly started a GoFundMe for Brandon's business. We had so many people reaching out to like see how we are, what they can do to help. They offered to take care of Lockley so we could do what we needed to do. But yeah, the beginning was just kind of like a mad panic. I didn't even know where to begin, to be honest.
In terms of uh, data, the only thing that I lost was all my work from 2018 and below. So not the end of the world. I can live with that. Um, but all of the important like actual images that have been retouched, they're all on the cloud. So it's just all the raw files I would have lost. So that's okay on that part. But yeah, lots of equipment. We went through. We tried to salvage as much as we could, and of course, I'm in this emotional state because they're going to board it up in 3 days after the fire, and I'm just grabbing anything that I see that I knew had any value, not knowing if it was going to work, not knowing if it was going to be completely damaged by smoke, heat, or water, and yeah, so we went through the storage for the first time since a few days ago, and yeah, we had to throw away a lot of stuff.
It was actually kind of funny to see some of the things that Brandon had decided to save, and then we open up our storage unit and it's like a box that's like completely melted, and so many things that are just like completely soaking wet, now gone moldy because they got soaked and then just like shoved somewhere with no lights, and now they're moldy. Everything stinks of smoke. It's just like, yeah, funny how in those moments your instinct is to try to save your stuff, and obviously especially Brandon's photography equipment, because that's how he earns a living for a family. But yeah, most of the stuff, I'd say it's probably like a 20% success rate on the things that were saved, and everything else is having to be thrown away. I think one of the most emotional things for me when I was going through the rubble with Brandon is like I found, I'd find one of Lockley's teddy bears that I knew that she really liked. And the reason why our personal belongings were in that building was because we had just rented a storage unit in there, literally like a few days before, and started moving all of our personal stuff in there because we were planning on listing our house for sale and moving to Kelowna, buying a house in Kelowna. So of course, obviously Brandon's business got completely destroyed, and our, dream of moving to Kelowna also kind of got destroyed in that moment too. So we're slowly trying to kind of pick up the pieces and figure out where to go next with everything, to like not necessarily get back on track, but start a new path, I guess. What does the future look like now? Trying to figure that out.
Did you come to like an estimation on about how much equipment?
Yeah, I mean it's gone up and down. I mean, and what I mean by that is that initially, when I'm thinking about everything, I'm like, yeah, that's $100,000, and I'm thinking like all my equipment, my camera, my lenses, my stands, my lights, all the stuff that I had there, my computer desk, the list just goes on, and also about the 15 or so $1,000 I put into the space, and then I started salvaging some things, like my computer works. Magically, it works, but other electronics that were right next to my computer are absolutely fried. So there's $6,000 that I recovered, or at least for now. All of my monitors, two of which I had just bought new, which was $2,200, like 4 days before the fire. And those are all completely gone because they're color critical. So it's like, so then my number came down, and then I'm starting to see, all the other things that I'm going to have to replace. Like, I don't trust my lights. My camera was okay, but I don't trust a camera that was in a room that 1,500 degrees for 3 hours.
And all the water and the smoke.
And all the water and smoke and kind of everything. So in terms of, and then like lots of, like I said, all the storage and all the, I kept a whole bunch of stuff that I gotten from my dad, who passed a couple of years ago. All that stuff was there. So a lot of priceless stuff. Like it's tough to put a number on it, but I know I can't replace everything I lost. With the GoFundMe that my dear friend started for me, I'll be using that to get myself going, and just ensure that I can work most jobs.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not like to the level of what you used to be able to do with your past space and equipment.
No, and I'm okay with that. Like I had stuff that, like I had a 10 by 10 foot scrim that you would only have in a studio setting. And even that, I'd have other professional photographers be like, why do you need that?
Brandon was a equipment junkie.
Well, yeah, like I like to have the right piece of equipment for the job. And truth is, at this part of my career, I can make most lights look the way that I want. And that's just something that happens with, experience and a lot of hard work. So yeah, I don't need everything that I lost, but it's like, I looked at my credit card bill for just replacing things just to get myself going, like whether it be a hard drive enclosure, the camera, pack and lights, my credit card bill over the past 3 weeks is like $10,000. So it's
Ouch.
it's
Very ouch.
It's no joke. So yeah, I'm trying to be extremely careful, not go on any sort of spending spree because I'll run out of money very quickly. Like I have a job coming up this next week, and I have no modifiers. So I'm reaching out to my community to see what kind of soft boxes they can provide me. and then I'll be making another purchase in the next couple of weeks for more soft boxes for myself, so I have them. But of course, that'll be another $2,000 or $3,000. So yeah, photography is, at least the type of photography work that I do is not cheap.
It's an expensive career.
Yeah, that's why I chose not to do it. I took makeup and photography, and I decided to ditch photography because that was way too expensive. Here we are doing both. But yeah, it's amazing to see how like the community has been so loving to us in so many different ways. Like obviously there's the GoFundMe where people are donating actual money, but then there's people who have lent photography studios, photography equipment so that Brandon can take on 1 or 2 jobs. People, like I said, looking after Lockley, donating clothes for Lockley because all of her winter clothes were burnt in the fire. People have donated some clothes to me or sent like gift cards for food, so we didn't have to worry about cooking for the first few days. Like tons of emotional support too, just like the conversations and everything. I know there were multiple other businesses in the building as well that also lost their livelihoods that day. 2 of them were also in the wedding industry, De La Fleur, a wedding florist, and Wednesday Weddings, is she called? Yeah. Wednesday Weddings, a wedding planner. So I reached out to both of them, and it was just really nice to like talk to them and like just vent and be sad. Everyone seems to have handled it in very different ways, but after speaking with both of them, and feeling their pain, it's devastating to lose your livelihood. Everybody in that building were artists and small business owners just trying to get some inexpensive rent so that they could run their businesses and follow their dreams being entrepreneurs. And that's so painful to lose when we spend 15 years and more, trying to make our dreams happen. So it's not just us. It happened. This hurt a lot of people.
Yeah. And, I know with Morgan, she was freaking out like I was freaking out because she knew that, she was going to lose actual things for weddings that she was going to be working on in the next week or two. And I'm looking at I'm thinking about my hard drives, thinking
about the
clients who have not, made image selections yet. And I have all my stuff super backed up and all that stuff, but I didn't do the off-site storage thing, which was I've learned from that now, but you don't actually think that your building is going to go up in flames. I mean, that's always the that's always the warning. That's why you have offsite storage, and they'll say in case there's an earthquake or fire. But it's one of those things that you just don't think is going to happen to you, and then it does. And so, yeah, I won't be doing that again. I had a moment when our group was standing outside of the building, and the firefighters had let us come to the back of the building, and they were communicating with us. And they, our group, we were looking at the WhatsApp because we had a building WhatsApp chat going on. And when we realized that two of the women had not been accounted for, I just had my priorities changed very quickly. And I panicked because I knew that where their space was, they wouldn't have made it out. And about 10 minutes later, when they checked in, I was...
Yeah.
So through that, we're all alive. And losing your stuff, losing your livelihood, it's brutal. It's brutal. This has been tough, to say the least. But when you realize that, okay, I could have been in there, you quickly realize what the important things are.
Exactly. We're so thankful that no one was in there. Like normally on a Sunday, our really good friend Aaron rents Brandon's photography studio, so normally he would have been there, and he just happened to not be there. We're so thankful that no one was hurt.
Yeah.
And as many people have said to me, things are things. You can rebuild from this. You can learn lessons. You can get business insurance. You can, no one had business insurance. Like have your offsite storage for your hard drives, just like, maybe see that disasters can really happen and plan for them, and be very thankful for our lives. For us, this is a complete reset. And we're going to try and make our dream move to Kelowna come true and relaunch Brandon's business over there, with more drive than ever. And in the meantime, we're going to, figure out how to slowly rebuild in Vancouver so that Brandon's 15 years of business isn't, a loss, get back on track here and make our Kelowna move and our Kelowna dream still come true.
Yeah. Well, I now have I'm now part of a shared studio. So that's different for me. I've had my own space for 14 of those 15 years. So this is, this will be different, but I'm going to make it work. I won't have as much stuff. I won't have as much gear, but I'll still be able to create, and I'll still be able to do what I love.
As business owners, like just for other business owners out there, like what would you guys say was your biggest learning experience from this, would you say?
So biggest lesson for me, just this year as a whole, actually. So pretty much since 2020 when COVID hit, business has just been a freaking challenge roller coaster. nightmare. And I decided in the beginning of this year to just like do what my mom always told me, and to keep your overhead low and your income high. And so I feel like as entrepreneurs, as you get more and more and more successful, it can be really easy to forget that as you're trying to meet the next goal, and expenses can get really, really, really out of control really easily. And so I feel like for you with your business and for us with our businesses, I think we just need to like scale things back to the bare minimum of what we need, which would be like your studio and your equipment included too, and me opening up this new location in Vancouver, which is, you know, affordable, so that we can, you know, actually have a chance of like, you know, rebuilding and getting to a place where things are balanced. Because that's the thing in business. It's like, yeah, it costs a lot of money to be an entrepreneur and run your own business. You're paying for every single expense. And so we are following our dreams, but it has to make sense, you know, especially because we got a kid now. What about you, honey?
I've got a bunch. One is, and this goes for anything. It doesn't have to be a disaster. Take photos of stuff that you've got. Take photos of things that you've got.
Yeah.
Because there are for our home insurance part of what we're doing, there are just so many things that, I mean, we don't even know what we put in boxes. And we're just thinking about it. And when we were at my studio, we were able to, I had two sets of books. One was on one side, another was on the other. And on one side, the books were just incinerated, like just destroyed by fire. The lights above them were just melting down like icicles. It was something else. And then the ones on the other side survived the fire, but not the water. And so
they were like smushed together like a paper. Yeah.
So Faye spent the entire time
trying to like pull them out,
check them off,
photograph.
take a photo, check them off, take a photo, and we realized that, you know, so I don't know about any of the books on the other side. I mean,
Brandon had a lot of books, and through the insurance claim, I discovered that some books are worth a lot of money. Yeah. So yeah, photograph everything in case you lose it all, so that you can actually claim on your insurance accurately.
Yeah, no, it's a great idea, because I lost a bunch of stuff that it'll pop up at one point and it'll be like, oh, damn it. That thing, I'm like, that sucks.
So true.
You know, and so yeah, that's a piece of advice. Yeah, when you were talking about community, I guess it's been a completely humbling experience. I can't believe, like, I the next Saturday, so 6 days after the fire, I had this shoot for Vancouver Film School, and I had a photographer reach out to me. She offered me, her and her studio mate offered me their studio, and I think she canceled or rescheduled the shoot just so I could do that. I've had countless photographers offer me their lights, their cameras, their stands, whatever I need. Just, yeah. And so, if you put out goodness into the world, that, hopefully you'll get it back. And I can't believe all the support that I've gotten. It's been nothing short of amazing.
Mm-hmm. It has been so amazing to see what people who we're close to and barely know, you know, customers, colleagues, people that we don't even really know, you know, like just hundreds and hundreds of people wanting to help. And we're so unbelievably thankful. It's definitely made me be more aware. It's so easy to get wrapped up in your own life as an entrepreneur and busy parent, you know. It's made me want to observe other people more, and then see what I can do to help other people, whether it be just keeping an eye on what people are needing help for on like mommy groups, or I saw my friend Dawn was doing a fundraiser, so I donated to it and shared it, like just doing little things to help and support one another, whether it's big or small. And yeah, just being more aware of people, I guess. Because yeah, I can't believe how many hundreds of people saw that we needed help and helped.
Well, and
we're very thankful.
And I mean, we had countless, cash donations, but we had one woman go to Old Navy and buy a whole bunch of clothes for us.
Yeah.
And also gave us a gift card, and also bought us the bag that gives you 10% off.
Yeah. Because all of our winter and fall clothes got burnt in the fire, so I was still wearing my summer clothes for the first week there. So yeah, we had people literally like go shopping for us so that we didn't need to go to the store. It's amazing. And honestly, everything has been we feel really blessed, and I think that really also and I feel like it really motivates me to work hard to get back to where we were going, and not let this destroy us, but let us learn from it and be better because of it.
Yeah, and one thing that you were talking about in terms of the business advice, I suppose one thing what Faye was talking about for her made me think about, I've had this studio with all my things. It's like my home away from home. Like I'd go there just to, I wouldn't go there just to hang out, but I liked hanging out there. It was my home away from home. And like I said, I just had so much stuff, and I don't mean that as a bad thing, but when you have a space, when you have a lot of stuff, there is this sense that you're not stuck, but like you're connected to that. And so, even when we were talking about moving to Kelowna, my whole plan was I'd be building my business out there, but my whole plan was to keep my studio with all my gear, all my everything there, and drive or fly out once or twice a month to have that, all while still paying, the full rent and everything. And going through this makes me realize just how ridiculous that was. That here I am wanting to do this huge life move, and I'm still holding myself back. And so I suppose what this will do is I'll still come back for my Vancouver shoots, but I have the shared space, and I can rent that for a few days at a time.
It's way less expensive.
And it's way less expensive, and I don't have to have tons of stuff there. I can just have a few lights, a few light stands.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just taught me that I'm able to, this will allow me to be more mobile, which is something I've kind of wanted for a lot of my career. So in a funny way, I guess, I'm excited about that opportunity is and being able to be more mobile and not have something that's really kind of tying me down, so to speak.
I've always believed that life just like has a funny way of pointing you in the direction that you're supposed to go. And it's funny because our choice to move to Kelowna, it feels like there's many things that keep trying to get in the way, and I don't really know what that means in the bigger picture. But yeah, I'm sure that we're going to go in the right direction wherever that ends up being.
Well, it's funny. A lot of people get discouraged by things, and in some cases they're probably right to.
Yeah.
I am not one of those people. I refuse to fail.
It's very stubborn.
Well, I'm stubborn with failing. Coming from a hockey background, there's this old expression: I hate to lose more than I love to win, and I hate losing so much that. It happened specifically with that studio. It was so much work went into that place. I can't even, if I were to start listing that out, it would take half an hour itself.
This would be an hour-long video.
Yeah, I'm just forced into a situation where we're not going to fail. We're going to get to Kelowna. We're going to get to do what we want, and nothing's going to stop us.
Kelowna, here we come. We're going to be a husband and wife duo, right?
Well, I hope so.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Brandon and I have always kind of... What do you mean? Well, we've always worked like separately, like your business and my business, but we're hoping to go more as a duo.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. We made this video to tell our story and also to just really tell our community how thankful we are. We feel so unbelievably blessed. We can't believe everything that everyone has done for us in so many different ways. It's you guys that have kind of made this experience feel more hopeful, and that in itself is a real big drive for us to, figure out how to come out on top with all of this.
Absolute grace. I'm so insanely thankful for people who are in our community, people who are not in our community. One of the most touching things for me when seeing like the GoFundMe come in, I think 3 people donated $6, and obviously these are people who don't have a lot of money to donate, but they wanted to so badly that they gave $6. And that, outside of large donations and all the other stuff we've been talking about, that just touched me so deeply. Just knowing that people are there for you. We'll make sure that we're there for others as well in the future.
Yes, definitely. And if you would like to follow along with our journey, maybe I'll manage to get Brandon back on some of the YouTube channels or even on my socials. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Perhaps if you enjoyed this video, perhaps we'll make more videos showing you our path to Kelowna and new businesses in Kelowna, and share the story with you if you want it. If not, I'll stick with the beauty tutorials. Thanks so much, everyone, and we'll see you next time.